I just thought I'd do a little bit longer of a video today. The sun's actually out, and it's pretty much clear except for a few modified clouds. It's still hazy, but it is 48 degrees today. I'm already uploading some other videos today that'll be talking about that. So, what I really wanted to talk about, though, is the... Alright, sorry, I got off topic. I forgot what I was talking about. I forgot where I left off. But anyway, no matter what I said previously, before I got distracted, today I wanted to talk about the importance of growing your own food. Although it's really hard with the weather control. Here in Erie, Pennsylvania, we have the weather. Monday, I'm just doing an example for this week. Monday was 70 and sunny. Tuesday, 70 and sunny. Wednesday, 70 and sunny. Then Thursday hits. I think it was 55 degrees and cloudy. And then completely hazy. And then Friday, Thursday I made a video. So then about the weather, and then Friday all of a sudden it was sunny, but it was still cold. It was still probably just 50 degrees. And today it's 48 degrees. Last I checked the thermometer, that's cold. So that it went from 70 degrees to 50 degrees. That's a 20-degree weather drop from the beginning of the week to the end of the week. But I mean, we've had it where one day it would be that temperature and then drop right down. So where it's been 70 degrees and it drops down to 50. Actually, I could have sworn last year I made a video where it dropped, where it was almost like a 30-degree weather drop. That was in June. But as I mentioned in previous videos, we've had it in June where it is so cold at night where you can't even camp out without having a bunch of blankets. You know how it normally is in the summertime. It's usually very warm, even at night. That's why a lot of people, have air conditioning. We don't even need air conditionings here. Sometimes it'll get warm during the day. There has been days where it's been really warm, but at night you don't need air conditioning. It's so gosh darn cold. That's not normal. But I got off topic again, didn't I? I was talking about growing your own food. But it's hard to with the way they're controlling. The only way to kind of limit that is if have a greenhouse. But it's hard if you want to have enough to self-sustain yourself. If you want to do a big crop of grain. Here's one thing I noticed is that when you have genetically modified hybridized seeds, they grow really good. And one time a few years ago, we bought plants, all ready to go. We didn't get the seeds ourselves, or we didn't grow them from seed, is what I'm trying to say. And they did excellent, and nothing touched them. As soon as we do the heirloom, all the animals want them, and they just don't do good overall. Those animals know the hybridized GMO seeds aren't good, that they didn't even want to touch them. And I take it as look at how much better the genetically modified seeds do. Well, everything's going to do bad with this, except for the ones that are specially hybridized. Problem, reaction, solution. They cause the problem of this, and they have these seeds that are resilient to everything. But it's but those aren't from God. You're modifying them. They're modified to they're not even good for you at all. So I don't trust what I was getting at there. I don't trust any genetically modified seeds. But heirloom is tricky. And some, will say, oh, you don't get as big of a crop. But you ever notice, I'll give an example. Strawberries, you got the genetically modified big strawberries. And then you got the little ones that are wild. If you've tasted a wild strawberry, it has a lot of flavor, very juicy for that tiny berry. But then when you have that really big strawberry, it doesn't have as much flavor as the small berries do. And they're wild a lot better for you. It's the same thing goes with anything genetically modified. It's not good for you. But yes, it is hard to find the time, to grow your own, especially if you're working 40 hours. So even for us, it's hard to squeeze it in there, squeeze in the time to grow. But I think it's very important to not depend on the grocery stores for food, because they got us so dependent on the grocery stores for the food. So then, in a flip of a switch, it can all be taken away. I always say we have all this stuff really for what? We have all like these, I don't know, stuff we don't really need. Do we really need a phone? Do we really need a television? No. I don't watch TV, nor do I want to. I have a phone, of course, because that's what I'm using to upload this. And a lot of stuff, it's like, there's a lot of stuff we don't need that we have all these businesses for. So we're saying, oh, we're a highly advanced country, but why do we need any of this stuff for? We really don't. Really, we're here to serve God and, and till the ground and grow and have cattle, and self-sustain yourself. That's how it used to be with the farmers. And then what happens was they come in with these jobs like, oh, wouldn't you like to work in the city? Have a nice little apartment there? And what happened was some of those farmers went into the city. That was no good. Because now you lost all that farmland and all that freedom you've had of growing your own. Now we got to the point where what freedoms really do we have? What really do we have? Okay. One thing that you can do freely without needing a permit, having to pay all this stuff. You can't have a business without having all this control over you. Like, well, you need this, this, and that. Which is ridiculous. To make sure only their businesses survive. Only the big businesses, the big industries. I learned it's designed to fail. It's designed to bring you down, but you can't let it get you down. I always say we're causing our own demise, because some people will just plainly say, no, none of this is going on. Some people say, yeah, I know what's going on, but I'm just going to kind of, I always have it in the back of my head, but I'm not really going to do anything. There's people that are ready to do stuff, do something about it, but one person or two people isn't enough to do something. I don't know. I think that's all I really had to. I felt like I had to say. I was just kind of rambling on. There's so many things that I like to say, and then I just kind of ramble on though. On at least do a little bit of a longer form video. So yeah, even if you don't have a lot of time, if you at least try to grow something, that's better than nothing. Not be so dependent on the grocery stores. I've been trying to be more and more self sufficient as the years go on. Try to add something Try to add something new that I haven't done before for another year. Something. Something new to try. Say, okay, I'd like to this year, focus on edible plants that we have out in nature. There's a lot of plants out here that are edible that we really overlook every day. In fact, I'll tell you right here, this is a partridge berry. You can eat these berries. They're not really flavorful and really seedy, but you can. Dandelion is a great example. Everything that almost every plant, probably every plant that's labeled as an invasive species is good for you. We have a multiflora rose around here. It's a real well, it's a rose. It's all thorny. They say it's invasive and all that. You can eat the rose hips. I believe you can probably eat the branches. Maybe you can put that in tea or the rose hips. Dandelions. There's a big thing. Oh no, you don't want dandelions in your yard, do you? Well, guess what? They're really good for you. You can use the roots, the leaves, the flowers, plantains. I'm not talking about the bananas. I'm talking about in your yard. I don't have an example back here, but they have those the wide leaves. Then there's also I think they call them what, possum tails. They're another type of plantain. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that you can eat or use medicinally, on the wound that we really take advantage of. And it's really amazing. I got this really big book. It was like $40, but it has a whole ton, absolutely incredible amounts of edible plants. I think it was Forager's Guide to Wild Food. I don't remember the author, but probably if you look that up, it's $40. It has like a brown, maybe in another video I'll put it up in there, but it's like has like a brown cover and it says Forager's Guide to Wild Food. It has mushrooms in there. It has plants. I think it even has like some algae, not algae, some like kelp and such. Maybe even some lichen too. So it has a lot of good information. It shows a map of where in the United States it is, where it grows, so you can make sure it's something that's in your area. So you have the right plants and the uses and such. So it's a really good book. I'm hoping to go through some of the stuff in my area and do a taste test. I did taste test some stuff. I always like to give it some time, but yeah. I got off on another rant, but I thought I'd share that because remember, there's a lot of good edible plants around you, and don't take advantage of them. And I think that's all I had to say, so thanks for watching, and God bless.